it's me, Renee. I'm back. So today, as you will see from the title, I'm here for a video that's it went around booktube a few months ago. I don't think it's been around that much lately, but I've been thinking of doing it for some time, and yep, now I'm doing it. So this is my version of crafting the perfect book. So I'm taking parts of different books and like mashing them together and saying like, if someone wrote this, I will like if someone like mix all this together, it would be my perfect book. So both Daniel Green and Murphy Napier did this. Those were the ones that I saw it do it. I have a feeling other people did it as well, but that's like where I got my inspiration from. So I watched all of Daniel's video, and yeah, he went all out. I'm a bit lazier, so I'm not going all out. And also at the end, he said like, "Who's gonna write this book?" And he like came up with an offer. Like me, I'm not gonna do it that way. I'm just gonna do like, if you take elements of this, elements of this, elements of this, mash it into one, it will be perfect. I'm not gonna say like any author that could do it because I'm not sure they could. Well, I suppose other than like having these authors come together and write something together, that honestly that will be interesting. That will be fun. That will be very fun. But like, yeah, other than that, I don't really have an author in mind to like write this perfect book. But yeah, let's start with what I think will be the perfect book. So, I would love a book that has the time travel of the mirroring case of the Guardians of Time by Marion Curley. So that's time travel how it's done in this one. I would also add the multiple point of view, though a lot of other of these books have multiple point of view. Well, lots. Some of them have in some regards, but yeah, a perfect book for me is a book that has a multiple point of view. I just love those books. I also love how this series how it does tropes because it has prophecies and it also has love triangles, it has love drama and stuff like that. But it's not like, oh no, it's just so poorly. No, it's done perfectly. Perfectly. I think this is kind of like, I read this series when I was 12. I think this might be the reason why always say like, I don't really hate any tropes because most tropes can be done perfectly. I don't really like saying like I will never read a book written with this and this trope because put it into the right person's hand and it will be done like chef's kiss. So yeah, if you're like tired of tropes or tired of stuff that's been done over and over and over again, try this book because it's it's amazing. Oh, sorry, try this series. It's just so amazing. So yeah, the way the tropes are done in this one, also the time travel elements. Also in this book, they have like this time travel, but it's also like they also have magical abilities, and I love it when there's something with something. So like magical abilities with time travel, or like time travel with something else, or like you have historical and the fantasy. So yeah, I love the aspect of it. So that's as was like the combinedness of this. And then I would say the whimsy and the characters also of the Parasol Protectorate universe by Gail Carrier. I love her characters. I love the whimsy they have. That they all the characters are so fleshed out, and I love the setting in this one, in the whole series. And yeah, it's just done so good. So I'd say like the whimsy, the tone. I would say yeah, the tone of this one. I would say because even though this one is very good, like I said in a lot of ways, I would say maybe a little fault of it is that it's not amazingly funny, and this one is very funny. Well, this series, not just this book, but the whole shebang of series. So yeah, the tone and the funniness of this book, this series, I would say, as well as like the inclusion of all the characters. This one, it has a lot of characters. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to say that. My perfect book would need to have like a big cast of characters. I love when there's a big cast of characters. Well, big cast. When there's a cast of like four or 6 characters. Like when you have like Game of Thrones where there's like 20, that's too much for me. Way too much. I like when the late Throne of Glass books where there's like 7, 8, 9, that's a bit too much. But like when you have, I think for me the maximum is 6. If you have 6 main characters, I think that's just so fun. So yeah, this one has multiple characters that like it's a cast that's of characters. It's not just one protagonist. Though this series it doesn't really have that much sorry, it doesn't have that much diversity until the last book in the series. Well, last so far, might be more. We don't know. This series though it has diversity both in ethnicity and sexuality, and I suppose you could say that Percy is neurodiverse, though it's not on paper, but he reads that way. So yeah, and yeah, so like yeah, the diversity of this series, I would need a perfect book, and then I would need the narration of this book because this book it's um so like during the story sometimes it gets interrupted by like because it's tell like the author. Okay, so this book, of course, it has the author Theodorus, but like within the story, there's one of the characters who tells the story, and he's kind of like an author. He like narrates like what happened after sometime after it happens, and then sometimes other people who were involved say like, no, it didn't have to happen like that. It didn't happen like that. So like I suppose maybe like Princess Bride-ish, like the story gets interrupted now and then, and I really like that, like when the narration like has some funny bits like that. It doesn't really have to be exactly like this, but like yeah, when a narration has some funny things like this, either this or that the narrator is someone you wouldn't expect, something like that. Though, and again, I don't like it in all ways. Like when in a book thief, when the narrator is deaf, I didn't like it. Also, when you have narrators in some books that are unreliable, I don't really like that. So I suppose I like narrators that are quirky, but not. I would like narrators that are quirky but still charming. So like the quirky but they're not mean. If you get what I mean. Like I don't really like yeah. I don't like unreliable narrators because they for 500 pages they tell you that this happened, and then the last 5 pages like no, it's all a dream. No, I don't like being tricked. Not like that. I don't like it. Can say I do. So yeah, the quirkiness of this narrator. Yeah, I'm just gonna say the quirky narration of this one. And then we have the tone and also the world building of Skulldugger Pheasant. So mostly this is an urban fantasy. It takes place in today's world. Mostly there's some flashbacks, but like it mostly it's like takes place in our world, Dublin. But yeah, our world. It has some hidden cities, kind of like Hogwarts is hidden. Is a hidden school for us, and like all that jazz. So yeah, but yeah, still the world building of this still is very big. It's a huge world uh of magical people living within our world, and it's just done so well. So yeah, I would say the world building in this one, also the magical system in this one, actually, yeah, it's just very good. I very much enjoy it, and also the humor and the dialogue in this one. It's just top top notch, top notch. It's just so amazingly done. Just amazing, amazing. And I suppose also like I would say also the covers of this one, because the covers are so alive and so colorful, and I really love that. Oh yeah, also forgot to say, but yeah, it needs to have chapter titles. So chapter titles in this one, so not just like chapter 1, 2, 3, but like real chapter titles. That's what I need. Well, perfect read. And then last, but of course not least, I want the death of Kindred. So the themes and the death of Kindred. So like, even though as you said, as you probably all noticed, like I really want quirkiness and fun in my book, but I also like honestly, I don't really think I ever talked about this one, but yeah, actually, sorry, the version, but yeah, Like I think maybe 5, 6 years ago, I read the book and like so was the back of it said like what it was, but like the back of it said like romance set in London. I thought like, oh, it looked fun. But the sad thing was it was just that what it was. Like the main character wasn't that interesting and there was just one plot. Romance in London. There wasn't like B plots or C plots, and the main character didn't really have stuff to eat to struggle with. She wasn't like, my God, I'm being bullied, or my parents are getting worse. No, her struggle was that she was single, and like, okay, how am I gonna cope with like how am I gonna get this boy to like me? And that was it. And I just felt like it felt way too flat. Honestly, you kind of need, even though like humor only works in dark, well, mostly works when you have something true beneath it. Like when you like satire, you have to kick up. And yeah, also like still, if you have a book that's centered around romance or centered around something light, you still kind of need some depth, or some like some theme, some value to it. Well, value, yeah, some like message, some message behind it. And yeah, this one, it has the message of doing the right thing even when it's hard. The message of how doing the right thing can be hard, of how the world is not black and white, how you should stand up for your fellow man and stand up for the people uh, that need you, like your contemporaries. You should stand up and help the people in your gender, or like yeah, you should have solidarity, and how it's about being humble and knowing learning stuff. And yeah, there's just so many good themes in this one. So yeah, all in all, like a good book can't be a really amazing book. A good book is a good book. Amazing book is a good book with a great value and a great theme. So yeah, these books oops, would make my one perfect book or read. Oh yeah, you understand. So yeah, if ever all these people get together, it would be very fun. Though, as I said in the beginning of the book video, though I realize now Octavia Butler, E. Butler, I think she died 10 years ago or something. So if all these people got together, they would have to get together with a ghost. So that will be quite a news article. That will be people fighting with a ghost. That's yeah, that will be something. I know it won't really happen, but yeah. But like if the other people got together, I think it kind of would be fun, like to have Mary Curley and Gil Kerger and Theodore Goss and Derek Landy, because all the others, all the four others are alive. I think getting them together, I think that would be very fun. It would be an interesting read, really. Though Gail Kager has said she didn't really like Theodore Goss' narrative, I suppose, or so narrative writing. So I suppose that way, maybe it would be clashy. But yeah, this is me just playing around. And yeah, so that's my perfect read. Do you have any thoughts on any of these books? On anything that I talked about? What will be your perfect read? Please tell me down below. Or if you decide to make a version of this video, do it and link it down below. It'll be so fun to watch. And yeah, have a nice weekend. Bye.